What is cortisol? That's a great question. We will learn about this today. Um, Looks just like you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to be talking a lot about cortisol today. We're going to talk a lot about holistic health. I'm a proud person that believes in holistic health and natural health and treating the root cause. And so this isn't, if you were here to find the one magic pill or solution, you can sadly leave now because there isn't one magic answer. It's a approach that needs to account for everything, right? Nutrition and movement and health and stress. And so we're going to dig into this today. And like I said, as we get started, please put questions in the chat. We tend to think of something and then forget, so feel free to throw it out there as we go through, and we'll circle back at the end. Thank you for everybody who has their cameras on. I love seeing faces. So please, if you're open to it, I'd love you to have your camera on. And I know there's a lot of distractions around us, right? But this call, the strategy that I'm about to share with you will change your life, and I don't want you to miss any crucial step of this. And so I want you to make a commitment here to stay focused throughout this call, right? Take this next hour or so for yourself. Close out of Facebook and Instagram. I know it's right there on your phone, but really soak in everything I'm going to share because if you give me your complete attention, I promise you that this will change your life moving forwards. And just by being here, like you're already on track to begin balancing your cortisol, lowering your stress, losing weight, whatever it looks like for you, right? Becoming the best version of you. And you've probably heard me say it before, but what I really focus on is helping women and men become the pillar of health for their family. And when I say pillar of health, it's it's you becoming that pillar. Like people look up to you and understand this person understands health. I had a woman today who is down 17 pounds. Her husband is down, I think, 14 pounds from her, from just watching what she's been doing and like picking up on things. And that's what this is about, right? Is you become that pillar of health. Other people start, like, you start influencing those around you and changing the lives around you without even trying. And that is what will make this world a better place. And so I truly believe in that. And just by being here, like, you're already on track to doing all of this. And you've shown everybody else on this call that you're an action taker, right? You're someone who's not okay with living with high cortisol or stubborn weight or low energy, and you're a person that's not afraid of taking action and taking your health into your own hands is so important today. And so I just want to give everybody on here a round of applause for, just being that action taker who's joining this call. Because I believe there were hundreds of people that signed up, but you guys actually joined in here. And so really proud of you for that. All right. So we're going to just start out with saying that everything you've been taught about cortisol and weight loss is wrong. And I've gotten on so many calls and sorry, there's a few people in the waiting room. I got to make sure I have that open. Okay. And we've been taught like eat less and move more and this whole identity has damaged our mentality about dieting and metabolism and everything we're going to talk about today. And so I just here to tell you that what you have been told about eat less and move more and do these diets and restrict yourself is the exact reason why we're all in that position that we're feeling stuck. And so my promise to you is that if you give me 60 minutes of your attention, you will learn how to optimize your cortisol. You will learn, oh, make sure. Okay. You will learn how to, boost your metabolism to lose stubborn weight, boost your energy, and finally feel like yourself again without eating less, without pushing harder, without burning yourself out because everybody is told like by your doctor, just eat less, just move more, just put another workout in, just push yourself harder. And that's the reason why your cortisol is high. You're holding on to stubborn weight because your body is in fight or flight mode. All right. And so for those who stay until the end of this call, I have actually I have four bonuses. The fourth one's going to be the best one here, but the three are I'm going to send you a busy mom nutrition guide. So this is a flexible nutrition strategy that fits a busy person's life. A grocery store guide of like what to buy, what I prioritize. And this is all for free. Bonus number two is a toxic free living guide. So it's all the swaps that I believe we need to make from plastic to glass, right? From or non-organic to organic clothing to filter systems, water filter, air filter, all of it. So I'm going to send you that free guide. I think it's amazing. I've really loved creating that. And then there's a travel guide that I've made that a lot of my clients have absolutely loved as they're moving around this summer, right? And it's so you can feel confident and continue your progress while you're traveling. All right. And the fourth thing is if you stay until the end, I'm going to actually offer up on this call a free assessment. So anybody on this call at the end can sign up for a free assessment, a cortisol and metabolism assessment, where I ask you some questions and give you some personalized guidance on things that I think will help you. Um, and so that's something special that I'm offering at the end if you stay until the end. Wait, did I miss something here? Yes. Okay. All right. So this slide is where really where I want to start, right? This is really like the turning point of my life here. These are my engagement photos with my wife. We actually celebrated our 1 year anniversary yesterday. And we went to the beach and we had pizza. And I ate the pizza, and you'll hear about the story in a second here. And so on the outside, like this photo looks great, right? I'm smiling, I'm happy. There's pizza, right? Like how could anybody be sad, right? It looks like a very carefree moment. But when I look back at these photos, I do feel a little bit of guilt and sadness because this photo was taken while I was on a 3 day water cleanse. And this was day three of a water cleanse. I had not eaten in 3 days. And it was a cool process to do. But this photo, I was so deep into restriction and extremes that I couldn't even eat the pizza in this photo. Like I actually had to fake it. That photo of me eating the pizza, I literally took my mouth off the pizza and didn't eat it. And if you look at the photo, like that's a damn good pizza. Like it's fire. And I literally couldn't eat it. And I was so skinny. You can see in the photo, like I look skinny. Like I was the type of person who took everything to the extreme. Like I was going to the gym, I was eating clean, I was fasting. I know someone asked about fasting and stuff. Like I was fasting, I was taking supplements. Like I thought I was doing everything right, right? And yet I had no energy. My muscle was gone. You can literally see like I have no muscle in the photo. And my weight would come right back on as soon as I went off of this diet, right? And like I would gain it back and I just felt so stuck and like everything that I was doing right, like pushing so hard was not working. And that was like a turning point. And this is truly the day that I stopped fighting my body. And I remember going home the weekend after this. It was early spring. I was doing yet another cleanse and I went to hug my mom. This is my mom in the photo in the middle here. And she looked at me and as I hugged her, she said, "Are you okay?" She's like, you're so skinny." She's like, "You don't seem healthy." And she literally said that to me. And that's what stopped me in the tracks because in my mind, I thought I was the healthiest version of myself, right? I was like dieting and I was pushing myself and I was like the lightest I'd ever been and I was feeling good. And, you know, but the truth was I was exhausted. Like I had no muscle, I had no energy. I felt broken. I felt run down. I was not supporting my body. I was stressing my body. My body was in fight or flight to the max. My cortisol was high. My nervous system was overwhelmed. I was living in complete restriction. I was not enjoying like the food I was eating. I was stressing out over everything. And I know many of you can kind of relate to this feeling of like, and put either a yes or a one in the chat if you can relate to like feeling like you're doing all the things, right? Trying hard, eating less, eating clean, walking, doing the workouts, eating water, like pushing yourself more, but feeling like your body is fighting you. All right, we got some yeses. We got some yeses. I wasn't alone here. All right. I appreciate it. Um, and that was a turning point when my mom hugged me and said that. She's like, "Are you healthy? You don't seem healthy." And in my head, I literally thought I was like peak health. Like I was water fasting and I was doing all this crazy stuff, and it wasn't it. And so at that moment, I knew like something had to change. And it wasn't because I wasn't disciplined, right? We're all disciplined. It's because I was restricting too much and I was ignoring my stress, my cortisol. So I decided to eat breakfast the next day, right? Break the fast, thinking I would gain 5 pounds, right? And I actually lost 2 pounds. And I realized I had been fighting my body instead of working with it the whole time. And so I started educating myself. I took courses in nutrition, functional health, hormone support. I learned how to fuel my body, regulate stress, and support cortisol instead of fighting it. And this constant restriction, this pushing harder, it doesn't speed things up. It actually spikes your cortisol. It slows your metabolism, right? It keeps your body stuck in this fight or flight. And when your body feels stressed and unsafe, it holds on to weight, right? It drains your energy to protect you as a mechanism, right? To protect you. Our bodies know what to do. But when you slow down, right, when you eat enough food and you fuel your body at the right times, your nervous system calms, your cortisol comes down, and your body feels safe enough to let go of the weight. The way that I explain it is when you balance cortisol, think of it as the key that unlocks your body's ability to let go of weight. So it's like your body's able to just kind of like exhale. And that's when your energy comes back. That's when weight loss feels easier. And that's when your body starts working with you instead of against you. And so this was really me before and then me after, just realizing how to, and this is me eating more food, working out less days a week because I learned how to actually work out. And, I had way more energy as well. And so before we move on, I want to give you like one simple thing you can start doing because I'm a believer in like very simple actions. And that's the problem with today is like there's a million things to do. Try this, do this, eat this. So try this one thing. It's about being simple and being consistent. And so this is the morning reset that changes everything. And if you've been running on coffee and skipping meals and eating later in the day, like when you wake up, I want you to drink a full glass of water. And write this down if you want. Put it in your phone. Wake up in the morning, drink a full glass of water before you do anything else. You can sip half a glass, go to the bathroom, get up, get changed, sip another glass. Like then before you have your coffee, right? Eat a small breakfast. I know someone asked, how does this function with perimenopause? So, like cortisol and hormones, they're all a whack when you are in perimenopause. And in general, every woman I've ever worked with has been under eating. Every single one to this day has been under eating from what they should. And so, part of the process in managing stress and cortisol isn't always taking a certain supplement or doing this. It's about actually fueling your body and supporting your body. And so, when you wake up in the morning, I challenge you, drink a full glass of water, eat a small breakfast before coffee. So, have some water, eat a small breakfast, include some protein. I recommend like at least like 25, 30 grams as a minimum, right? And this is eggs, this is Greek yogurt, this is chicken if you want in your eggs. This could be like really anything, a smoothie, protein shake with a banana. It doesn't have to be much. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? Just be consistent and notice how you feel. Wake up in the morning, water before coffee, eat breakfast. I know none of us are hungry. I'm not hungry in the morning. I still make myself eat. Change my life. Wake up in the morning. I know you're not going to be hungry. If you start doing this for a few days, you will start feeling a world of a difference. Just a simple thing that we can do. It's right. It's not nothing fancy, nothing perfect. This isn't about being strict or forcing anything. It's about sending your body a signal that it's safe. And for many women, coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning spikes cortisol, sets the tone for the energy crash later in the day. So just notice, like notice how your energy feels. Notice if you feel a little bit calmer. Notice if you're less depleted as the day goes on. These small shifts are how we're going to start supporting cortisol instead of fighting it. And I'll tell you, if I don't eat breakfast in the morning, I am antsy pantsy throughout the day. I am like, I mean, how many out there I'm curious too, like how many people out here actually eat breakfast in the morning? Would you say you eat breakfast like at least 5 days a week? Curious if anybody does or who doesn't. Because most people I used to not, and once I started doing it, I felt a lot more calm, a lot more steady, and it really did change things up. Just something simple that I want to start with. All right. And here's what most people miss, right? Is like it's not the one quick tip, it's not the one quick diet. Like we always think we're missing like one supplement, right? One habit. My clients don't really take supplements. Like we get our food to be our supplement, right? Our whole foods and they want this one magic fix. And the truth is it's never one thing, right? It's a system to optimize every hormone in your body for fat loss. And that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through today is that system. Shout out to those who actually have breakfast in the morning. Let's make sure we're eating a good whole food breakfast, right? Good whole foods. All right. Breakfast, the American breakfast, right? Like what even is that? Cereal and um, bagels with cream cheese. All right. Let's dive into secret number one here. And this is usually what flips everything over that you've ever been told about weight loss. Is most women in this room believe that if you just eat less and you track your food harder and you stay disciplined, that the weight will come off. But for a stressed out, exhausted woman, eating less is the reason why your body's holding on to that fat. Promise you. I'm going to explain a little bit about that, right? This is the message everywhere, right? You can't tell me how many times I've heard my doctor told me to eat less and move more. Diet culture, fitness influencers, they all say the same thing, right? And if it's not working, they tell you just tighten up your carbs, try keto, skip a meal, do more cardio or walking, like but for somebody who's stressed out and busy, you first of all don't have time for that. And second of all, it's not bringing you closer to your goal. It's stressing your body out more. And so this is a really important slide. Like how many of us have done a diet, right? Show of hands in the chat, right? I'm sure many of us have tried keto or fasting or, low carb and Mediterranean and different things like that. And so What happens when we diet, right? I'm going to explain it to you right now. This is so crucial to understand. So the bottom line here is your weight, right? The red line is your weight. The blue line is your metabolism, and then your calories are the dotted line. So say you're eating the same food, right? Just like this. You're eating, say, 2,000 calories, right? Your metabolism is at 2,000, like everything's level. Say I want to lose weight. I'm going to reduce my intake, right? I'm going to reduce my calories on the top. So naturally, your metabolism will slow down, but you're eating less, right? So you're going to burn some fuel. You're going to lose a little bit of weight. And so weight goes down, metabolism goes down, and calories go down, right? So, okay, we lost some weight. Well, what happens next? You can't restrict yourself forever. You go back to eating what you were eating. You go out and have an ice cream on the weekend or a slice of pizza because you're a normal human being that deserves to eat food that you enjoy. So what happens? You go back to eating food because you can't survive without eating enough. And what happens? Your weight comes back, your metabolism comes up. But look at what happens. Your calories go up, but look, your metabolism only went up 3/4 of the way. It didn't come all the way up. And what happened to your weight? Your weight went up more. So now you're heavier than you were before. Your metabolism is less, and your calories are about the same. So then what do? Oh my God, I need to go back on this diet. I need to eat even less food because now I'm eating more and I'm gaining weight back. So what do? You go even less. Your calories drop even more than before. What does that do to your metabolism that's already low? It goes even lower. And what happens to your weight? You lose a little bit of weight. Then what do? You can't restrict forever. Maybe you're eating 1,000 calories, right? You're barely eating. Then you go back, you go on a vacation, or you just eat a normal diet again. So you're back where you were. Metabolism now is only, half the way up. And then your weight is up even higher. And this is that endless like yo-yo cycle that we've all been through. And this is what happens when we do the constant restriction and then coming back and restriction. And your metabolism is lower than where you're at. And so you're not able to burn those calories. And every woman that I've worked with has come into me at this point where they're eating well, and actually they're usually eating less, right? So their metabolism has slowed down. So you can't restrict more. Restriction's not the answer. We have to refuel. And I'll tell you, almost every woman I've ever worked with, I've had them eat more food and they have lost weight in the process because their metabolism goes back up. And the thing is maybe you're not eating 100% the same thing, but I don't give specific meal plans. Like I help you understand, which I'll talk to soon, is flexible nutrition, right? Learning like whole foods, prioritizing fats, like learning how to eat in a way that's delicious, but is primarily whole foods. And you can eat more food and lose weight. And it's such a cool process to see someone's reaction when they're eating more food and they're losing weight because you have more energy. You're able to work out more and be more active. Um, all right. And so, what is like this issue with your metabolism, right? This is a survival mechanism. This is an instinct that we've been given in our bodies, right? And so when you eat low calories, your body adapts, right? This is a good thing. So like I know it sounds funny, but like think back in the day, right? When we like were survivors, right? We only ate food once in a great while. So our metabolism is naturally like it's slowed down on purpose, so we didn't die because we were barely eating. It was a survival thing. And so we should be grateful that our bodies are flexible and able to do that. But the fact that food is plentiful now, and we must restrict our calories to lose weight, like that, when we do that a lot, it stalls weight loss because you hear the term like starvation mode, like that's the gist of what this is, right? Is when you're dropping your calories, your metabolism, even though you're going to eat food again, your body is like, wait, we had food here and then we haven't had anything. And like, when are we eating? So it slows things down, which slows your energy, slows your metabolism, and makes it impossible to lose fat. And so this dysregulation of metabolism is a huge factor when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to hormones and stress and everything. Like, this is a huge part of it. And that's why I always say we have to fuel our bodies. All right. And so when you undereat, right, your body adapts. Your metabolism can slow by 30 to 40%. Your hunger hormones will increase, while leptin, which is a hormone that signals fullness, will drop. And that's why you never feel satisfied. Your energy crashes, your cravings feel like uncontrollable, and your body starts storing fat because it thinks that you're in a famine and it doesn't know when the next meal will come. Even though we know in our brain, like we're going to eat again, your body doesn't understand that. And so it stores what little you're eating as fat because that's a survival mechanism. And this is like a brutal truth, right? Chronic restriction like does not make you leaner. It makes your body more stressed. And high cortisol tells your body to conserve energy protect the fat stores that you have, and slow everything down. And that's why so many women say, I eat clean, I barely eat, but nothing's changing. And I hope that is almost like a light bulb moment. And some of you may have heard that before, but I think like it really is important. And so the first pillar that I teach here is what I call flexible nutrition. And this is honestly where everything starts to shift for most women because I created this method because restriction is the exact same thing keeping so many people stuck, right? Cutting your calories, skipping your meals, avoiding carbs, trying to be perfect. That approach is, like we said, slows metabolism, spikes cortisol, and when you're already stressed, it ruins it. And so instead of eating less, we focus on eating enough at the right times with the right balance of food. When your body feels fueled and safe, cortisol naturally starts to regulate itself and your energy comes back and fat loss starts to happen. And so this is not a diet. There are no foods that you're not allowed to eat, right? You can enjoy carbs. That's a thing in itself, right? Like that carbs are bad. You need carbs to give your body energy. Like if you're low on energy and you're restricting carbs, those two things are completely tied together. And so, you know, you can enjoy carbs, you can enjoy your foods that you love and eat dinner with your family and not feel like you're on a separate meal plan because the goal here is to speed up your metabolism instead of slowing it down, balance your hormones through nutrition, and create steady energy throughout the day so weight loss becomes consistent instead of chronic. What I always say is if you ever cut out the food that you enjoy, like let me like how long is that going to last? Because for me, it didn't last too long. I felt like crap. I wasn't able to eat pizza, which I don't eat a lot of pizza. I had a slice today because, like I said, we went out yesterday and we brought one to the beach. But like I'm able to do that and still feel my best because I'm not restricting myself. Because when you restrict yourself, that's only going to happen for a certain amount of time. And we all know this, right? Nobody, unless someone can say they've been on a diet for, the last 10 years, like we've all tried a diet and then gotten off of it. And so how are we going to expect like a lifestyle. Like what we're teaching in this class is a lifestyle change, right? Enjoying food because you know how to eat. You know how to eat whole foods and prioritize protein in your diet and source quality food. And that is the difference, right? These diets are not going to work because you're just cutting out what you enjoy. How long is that really going to last you? A month, a few months, like you lose a little bit of weight. What happens when you go back to eating? We need to learn how to eat the food we enjoy and lose weight at the same time. And I'm telling you it's possible because, well, I can show you an example. Here's some client proof. This is Katie. Her story is a very powerful example of why eating less is not the answer. So she came to me. She's eating 1,500 calories. She's doing everything she thought she was supposed to do. And over 6 months, she actually gained 3 pounds. She was exhausted, tired. She has two kids, full-time job, running around, and she was frustrated that nothing was working. And so when we stopped restricting, we brought her calorie intake up to 2,500 calories because she is a go, go, go person. And everything changed. In 3 months, she dropped 15 pounds in 3 months, which is maybe not the most you could think of, but like when you do it this way, it stays off for good. Right? She hasn't put this back on. And she's since lost even more than this. This is just in the first 3 months. And so we did nothing extreme. We did no extra cardio. There was no cutting carbs. She ate more food. She had more energy, and her weight went down because she learned how to eat. She learned how to move her body. Um, and this is like living proof that when you support your cortisol and your metabolism, weight loss happens easier. And this is a fun picture. I have to say it too, because she had messaged me. She's like, oh, I'm down like a pant size or two. And so I sent her a gift card to go get a new pair of pants. And I was like, you have to just send me a picture of you in the new pants. So that's her in the new pants as she dropped like a few pant sizes. Um, yes, this is Mary in the chat here. Doing this program with James for 6 months prior to starting, very active, under eating. You lost 17 pounds. Husband knows how much your body has changed and lost 14 pounds to increase your food intake. It's been an absolute pleasure working with Mary. Like, it's so cool to have someone in the chat live that's actually going through what we're talking about on here as well. So very cool. It's crazy that we can eat more and lose the weight. It really is. It's so cool because nobody will teach that. And no, you can't eat fast food every day. But what's cool is, and a side effect of joining a program like this is you end up hating fast food. And like some of my clients are like, I can't even eat this crap I used to eat because it does not taste good to me anymore. As I guess that is a side effect is like you're not going to want to eat what you used to eat because you're going to learn how to eat food that is delicious and good for you as well. All right. Now let's dive into secret number two. And any questions, like I said, put them in the chat. I gotta see if I can move the chat down. There we go. Okay. So secret number two is the reset method. Unless, this one is usually what flips everything that you've been told. And, I think this is the cortisol reset sequence. And so this is like my signature method. I call it reset because it's exactly what we're doing is we're helping your body reset out of survival mode. And this is not one habit. This is not one supplement. This is a system that works together to calm your nervous system, regulate cortisol, and turn the metabolism back on. And so R is regulating your nervous system. We don't know how to do this as people because look at the world we're in today. Like it's literally endless scrolls. It's endless like grabbing your attention as fast as humanly possible and spiking your stress so you watch the video and it's the news is literally I don't even watch the news anymore. If you still watch the news, I highly recommend take a break for a week and see how you feel. It will literally change your life. It is all negative. It is about stress and death and sorry if you don't agree with me, but it's the truth. And so we have to learn how to regulate our nervous system ourselves. I see some people laughing at me. And so high cortisol is not a willpower issue, right? It's a nervous system issue. So we focus on regulating your nervous system. And what's cool is this happens however you want. So there's no magic pill. I'm a believer in meditation, changed my life forever. Meditation changed my life. Breathing practices. There is a million breathing practices. I've created body scans of like just literally scanning top to bottom of your body and just like picturing like how you feel and like thinking of yourself relaxing. Like there is a million things. I've tied religion in. I'm religious and I've done some scripture meditations. Like there's so many ways you can regulate your nervous system by reading a book, by going for a walk, by drawing. You probably know in your head. Actually, I would love put in the chat what are some things that you think or that you do that help to regulate your nervous system. And I know that sounds like big jargon words. What do you do that relaxes you? Is what I would say. Put some things in the chat of like some ways that you enjoy relaxing. And it could be very simple things. Very simple things. Listening to calming music. I love that. Music. I love music. I was trying to play music for you guys when you came in. I don't know if it worked, but um, I love music. Listening to sleep stories on Calm. Yes. I love Calm. Stretching and yoga. I have a morning routine I do every day, and it's like I'm telling you, having a morning like 5, 10 minutes to yourself to like sit in silence and just like let everything just like everything's okay. Like just a few moments with yourself will set the tone for your entire day. Deep breaths, breathing techniques, sea glass hunting. Love that. Big sea glass guys. Don't get us started on the sea glass. There's a island out off of Boston. That's actually you're not supposed to take any of the sea glass, but if we found a marble or something very rare, like how could we not? We'd find reds and blues. Worship music, I love that. Yeah, I've changed like the music that I listen to is very much like worship or very much like a positive reggae kind of like like positive music. I can't even listen to the music I used to listen to. This is all great stuff. I love you guys putting all this in. So, right? So regulating your nervous system, however that looks for you. But the key is we can't just do it when we're super stressed. We have to get in a routine of finding a way to regulate your nervous system like every day, right? Like getting your nerve, like finding that routine. And it can literally be 5 minutes. And it's hard to do it on your own. And that's why like a lot of people have a coach and stuff to give them a calendar, right? Of like, I mean, everybody that works with me, it's all done in an app, right? So it's like they go into their phone and it's like, hey, here's a 5 minute meditation, right? It's like whatever they want. We figured out together and it's like it's on your calendar every day. So it's like, and you do that for a week or two and it becomes a habit. But figuring that out for you, right? What can you do to regulate your nervous system? E is establishing daily rhythms. I guess I kind of just talked about that, right? It's like your hormones love rhythm. Irregular mornings, skipping meals, coffee in the morning, a late night, sitting on your phone until 10:30, constantly rushing all the time because we're told to, because there's some endless things we can do, keeps your cortisol high. And so when you build a daily routine that supports your energy, consistent morning, like I said, drinking water, having breakfast. I know this stuff sounds kind of like funny, and some people maybe do it, but do you do it every morning, right? Are you really fueling yourself with good whole foods, eating, moving, resting is the big thing from this I want you to take away is slowing down. Um, I used to work out like 5, 6 days a week. For my whole life, I've worked out. I've never been like in shape. And my buddy it taught me years back how to work out and progress your weight over time, like track your weight, like actually push heavier weight, not just doing bands and yoga, like actually like progressing. And that changed my life. I work out 3 days a week, maybe four. I'm in better shape I've ever been my entire life. My workouts are like 40 minutes. I used to be in the gym for like an hour. I hated it. I hated it. Um, I didn't used to eat breakfast, but so true about getting the protein in. It really will change your day. Like protein's important for building muscle. It's important for many things. It keeps you feeling full. And I mean, if you think about it, protein is health. Like anything that has protein is relatively healthy. Now, let me backtrack because I was in the store today and everything says protein now. I saw the protein oats, protein oatmeal. I'm like, what even is that? Like, just eat your like you get your protein from good sources, right? Your chicken, your beef, your Greek yogurt, your eggs. Like when you're eating protein, you're generally eating a whole food. You can't really eat a processed protein unless you go to the store and buy something that says protein that's processed. But that's what I mean, right? Is like focusing on things like that and support with gentle movement. This is where most programs get it wrong is they're more intensity, more pushing, right? When your cortisol is high, you need to use movement to lower stress, not spike it. So you can get toned, you can get strong, you can get energized without feeling wiped out and being able to lose weight week after week by doing so, right? Your workouts should give you more energy and a warm up and a cool down will balance your cortisol. So most of my workouts include a warm up and a cool down to just get you back leveled. And every woman I've worked with has worked out in less time than before and gotten better results. And I've actually had a woman who hasn't worked out and has lost like 15 pounds, which is really cool to see. But in general, I do recommend working out when you can. But it's cool because 3 days a week is I've never really given anybody more than 3 days a week, but they've learned how to do the workout instead of just following YouTube or doing like bands, like actually lifting a little bit of weight and tracking that and like learning how to progress and learning like how to do the correct form. Like it really makes it intentional, right? And when you're intentional with working out because you're not just following a YouTube video, like you've learned, oh, this is how to do it. Like this is like that translates into real progress. And when you build muscle, your metabolism speeds up, you get toned. A lot of women think they're gonna get like big. You're not gonna get big. You will get toned, you will get strong and confident. And that is what we have to focus on is enough of the workouts that are like high intensity. T is trust consistency, right? This is the biggest shift is you do not need to do more, you need to do less, and you need to do that less more consistently. And when you trust the process and stay consistent, your body responds, your weight drops, your energy returns, and you stop feeling like you're fighting yourself. And it's really fun to like be able to do less and get more progress. And then that fuels you to just be consistent with what you're doing. No extremes, no perfect. You'll hear me say it a million times. Anybody, I'm sure, Mary on here is like, I always say, it is not all or nothing. You have to break the mindset of like, I'm either doing it all or I'm going to have no results. When you're doing the simple things we've talked about here consistently, you don't need to be perfect. We're human. We will never be perfect. So we have to take that belief. We have to break that. It's a limiting belief we have to break. And so this is some client proof as well. I wanted to share Marie's story because it kind of ties together what we just talked about. Before this reset method, she was very stressed out about food, second guessing every single meal that she ate, which is very toxic as a person to be like very worried about the fuel because when you eat food, like it should be nourishing your body. And when you go into it with a mindset that like it's going to make you gain weight, you are actually subconsciously like causing yourself to have more cortisol, have weight gain, um, as you see, I'm like a spiritual person here. As Sativa, I know you are as well. Um, but so I think she came in here very stressed about food, right? Very stressed about falling off track. And when we focused on resetting her cortisol and supporting her metabolism with this method, like everything shifted. And if you look here, I know photos are a little bit small, but she lost over 20 pounds. Her energy stabilized. She never tracked her food. Food stopped feeling overwhelming because she learned how to eat food that she enjoyed. And most importantly, she became consistent without burning herself out, which is why her results lasted, is she was able to do things that she loved. She loved walking, she loved running, playing soccer and stuff. And so she learned how to like be consistent with some of these things. And it was like incredible to watch her weight drop like this. All right, secret number three. This brings us to this one is huge, right? And even if you understand nutrition, if you understand cortisol, even if you're doing a lot of things right, trying to do this on your own is usually the reason why progress stalls. And I started with a coach. I still have a coach to this day. I have a coach. I'm a coach and I have a coach. And if that doesn't say enough, then I don't know what will. But having somebody to keep you accountable and give you structure and keep you going when life gets tough, because with intention, disruption follows. When you put the intention of like, I'm gonna focus on my health, I'm gonna go to the gym, something happens, right? And you're like, man, how does this happen right when I want to start? That's because God tests us and he puts challenges. And when you have an intention, disruption always follows. It's just a universal law. And so without having someone there to get you through the hard times and to learn how to be consistent through difficult times, that's where this stuff sticks. Because when life is easy, you can do stuff like this. It's when you're a busy woman, a busy mom, you're managing kids, you're managing a household, you're managing a job, and you're trying to do this on top, you throw a couple wrenches in there and it just falls apart. And so I think the old belief, right, is like most women think that the issue is motivation. I hear that all the time. If I was just more motivated, right, or consistency. But the truth is, cortisol and metabolism are not static. Your body changes week to week based on stress, sleep, your cycle phase, workload, emotions, life itself. And so what worked last month might not work for you this month. And so a generic plan, like do this, and doing it alone usually leads to becoming frustrated and falling off track because you need a plan that will adapt to your life as it changes over time. As you're traveling, right? You go on vacation. A lot of my clients are traveling right now. Like I showed you at the beginning, I gave them some travel guide, but I also gave them travel workouts. I gave them bands that they can bring with them, right? Do a couple travel workouts. Like doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just a little bit of movement makes you feel great. And I would say this too. If you're able to get through all the seasons of life, right? We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Those are seasons of the year. You also have seasons of your life where things change. If you can get through all four seasons of your life, you can get through anything. But that's the hardest part is getting through those tough times because things change. Your body changes, stress changes, like a lot of stuff change. And so this is where things get more advanced, right? Like inside of a program, like we don't just give you a plan and say good luck. Um, or constantly monitor your patterns, your energy, your hunger, your stress, consistency, and you have to adjust accordingly, right? Because cortisol does not respond to force, which is what everybody wants to do. It responds to awareness and adaptation and consistency. And so this is what prevents a small slip from turning into like weeks of backpedaling because most people have an all or nothing mindset where they fall off track for a weekend and they're like, I'm gonna start again next week. They have a tough Monday, Tuesday. I'm just gonna start again next week. And I'm telling you, that is the reason why we're stuck, is because we give up. We have that all or nothing mindset and we backpedal. And so when you're on a journey alone and life throws a curveball, which is usually right when you decide to start, I'm curious. Put a number in the chat here. If you've ever tried making a change and that's when something happens, and you're like, now is really the time when this is gonna happen. Um, AD makes it hard to have a daily rhythm. I hear that, right? It's like you got to have it written down. You got to have that plan laid out for you. Um, right? It's like you try to do something and something throws its way in, and that's why it helps to have someone. It helps to have it laid out. You open up your phone in the morning. You know what I say too is it takes the mental capacity away, the mental bandwidth, because everybody on this call has enough in their head, right? You are managing a million things, adding this onto your plate makes it very difficult. And so when you take it away, right, and it's already laid out for you based on you as a person, right? Like here's your schedule, here's your workout, here's what you should, eating and like drinking water, like tracking that out. It takes the mental bandwidth away of like figuring out like, okay, what am I going to do for a workout? What am I eating today? What am I like? That's why it's hard because we're so busy with everything. Um, and this is because God tests us, right? we become who we should become through challenges. And the biggest thing is having support to get through the hard times. The only way that we grow is through hard times. We all know that now. I'm getting older now. I've learned this, right? We go through challenging times, and that's when you grow the most. Something will always come up. And if you can get through the difficult times, if you can get through the summer vacations and the school, back to school, and family issues and people passing in your like you can get through anything if you can get through that and stay consistent with focusing on your health. Because it's always the time where we give up on ourselves, right? Something happens in your life and you're like, I'm going to put my health on the back seat. It's like it's the last thing that we want to put on the back seat. And so here's why. All right. Yes. Amen to that. Amen to that. And here's why doing this on your own is like performing I want to give you like an analogy here, right? Doing this on your own is like performing surgery after watching a YouTube video. That's how I think of it. Like every woman's hormone profile is different based on your age, your stress, your sleep quality, exercise. So your carb tolerance, meal timing, food choices, like your daily routine, all of this needs to be customized and constantly adjusted based on how your body responds. Because one mistake, like going too low on your carbs during a stressful week, can set you back weeks and potentially damage your metabolism, like we talked about, right? And your cortisol for the future. And that is the problem is we have all these people online like do this one thing or try this one thing and it's like you do that it messes up your progress for weeks. And so if you're serious about finally transforming your body using a science-based approach, right, that customizes specifically for you, stay until the end because I want to show you exactly how we can work together to do that. And like I said, I do want to offer like a free assessment at the end of this too. Just give you an opportunity to like share some feedback with me. I can give you some simple things to start doing now and just talk a little bit more. And so here's how to implement this method, right? Is now that you understand the framework, I want to talk about how you can actually implement this with less trial and error and faster results. And so I want to show you the three pillars of what I call a cortisol reset blueprint. And that's what my private clients use to lose 15, 20 pounds in 12 weeks or even more than that, and like doubling your energy, but doing this in a natural way. And so most women jump straight into dieting or working out with ever understanding like what's actually happening with your body hormonally. And cortisol issues don't look the same for everybody. Some are high all day, some crash, some spike at night, right? And so if you don't first assess like how your body is, you're just guessing. And guessing leads to frustration. And everybody, they want the cheap plans and just give me the $100 cookie cutter thing. Just tell me what to do. But if you don't like learn what your body's going, because we are all very unique individuals, a cookie cutter program is not going to work. I'm sure many of us have tried cookie cutter things, and we've tried, the meal plans and stuff. And so if you don't assess first, like you're honestly guessing, right? And guessing leads to you being frustrated. And so the first phase is about stabilizing your stress, your energy, and your nervous system before you focus on fat loss. And I always tell my clients right out of the gate, like, we're working together for this certain period of time. Like, I don't want you focusing on fat loss because if the scale will go up and down in the first few weeks, like you're gonna like spiral yourself because like I've showed you, every woman's under eating, right? And so make sure you can see my face here. So everyone's under eating. We have to get you eating a little bit more and getting your metabolism up before your weight loss happens. And so weeks 1 through 4 is like doing an assessment, identifying your patterns and your stress load because you can't fix what you don't measure. And most women are guessing about their hormones. I like some client proof here, like just discovered that her cortisol is spiking all day and crashing at night. And once we found how to stabilize that stress first, her energy improved in the first week. She felt calm and clear-headed, and that energy led her to be able to do like if you're on this call and your energy is low, like you can't just start working out. Like you need to learn how to get more energy, support your body so you can move your body, so you can, fuel your body, and then like the weight loss is a byproduct of focusing on your health, fueling your body, regulating your nervous system. And I think that's what's so cool is like we're always so focused on like what do I have to do to lose weight? And it's like we have to learn how to take care of our bodies at a core fundamental holistic level. The weight loss just happens. Like let me if you start eating more whole foods and you start getting consistent with your stress levels and your working out and your walking and look whatever it is that you enjoy doing, it just happens. It's not something that you have to force. And that's the problem with today is we're always trying to like force this weight loss. Um, Love the individualized macro plan. 100%. I mean, every person weighs different, different age based on your activity level. Like, and I don't give individualized, I do give like some meal plans, but I don't tell you like this is what you have to eat because like I said, like you have to manage, I'll actually talk about it next year. I'm getting ahead of myself. So most meal plans fail because they're generic and they don't account for stress, they don't account for lifestyle, and they don't account for hormones. And when you're eating too little and you're skipping meals, that's one of the fastest ways to spike your cortisol and drop your metabolism, right? This is how we're all feeling right now. And this is where we shift from restriction to optimization and fuel. So food becomes a tool to support hormones, not something that you need to fear. When nutrition is timed correctly, right, your metabolism speeds up. And the thing to remember, like, we don't eat less to lose weight. We eat strategically to support your body and your hormones. And that's why like generic meal plans fail, right? I know I was working with a lady named Amy. She increased her intake by over 1,000 calories. She lost 12 pounds once her meals were timed to support her cortisol. She enjoyed carbs, enjoys family dinner. And I always say it's like I work with many women and moms. It's like you need to be able to enjoy dinner with your family. If you're eating a separate meal from your family, like first of all, that like is not healthy mentally and physically. And second of all, like how long are you going to do that? Like how long are you going to cook a completely separate meal from your family? But what if you just learned you could eat the same thing as your family, give yourself an extra serving of protein? Or like learn what your family enjoys and create some custom plans, some custom meals around that. And what I have my clients do, I'll give you a little insight here because you guys all joined in here. Usually what I have my clients do is I give them a list of like every food you can think of, fruits, vegetable, everything. And I say, delete everything you hate, right? And write in like I want to learn like your favorite meals. What do you love? What are your favorite snacks? And then we create some meal ideas based on that. It's not like this is everything you're eating for the rest of your life. It's like, hey, let's look at what you enjoy. Let's learn, right? There's a lot of learning about like what is a whole food, what is a carb, what's a complex carb and a simple carb. Like there's things we have to learn, but when you do that, you can eat your favorite foods, you can eat dinner with your family and lose weight and never be on a diet because you learned how to fuel your body. You learned how to eat whole foods. And this is the missing piece that like all these programs that you hear about miss is they want you to like diet and cut things out. And that just spikes your cortisol. All right. Now, moving on to like the training, right? It's like most workouts are not better when stress is high. The goal is to build strength and tone without draining your nervous system because that's just it's gonna fail, right? You need very short intentional workouts that are meant for your body, for what your goals are, like how old you are. And habits outside the gym matter just as much, right? Like I said, Marie wasn't working out as much as she was doing like different activities that she enjoyed, right? But we incorporated that into a consistent plan. And so this phase locks in results so weight loss continues without burning out, right? We need to use movement to lower stress, not spike it. And that's why my clients don't just lose weight, they keep the weight off because we don't rush. We don't guess, we don't push through stress and do more. We follow a system that works with your body and not against it. And this allows you to work for 3 days a week and not six or seven and get more results. Guaranteed. 3 days a week, knowing how to work out, knowing how to progress your weights, learning how to have correct form, and feel confident in yourself. It makes it fun. Like it honestly, you're like a couple days a week, like you leave your workouts feeling more energy. And I'm sure if you've worked out before, you've known like it sucks the first day. But after that, like week or two, you start craving it. You're like, man, I like this. Like I want to work out more. Thank you, Desiree. I appreciate you joining in. I am gonna have a recording so I can send the rest out as well. If you shoot me a text after this. Um, and that's some proof there as well, right? You have more energy after your workout and you sleep better and you're toning and people are commenting. Um, and so this is what the journey kind of looks like as a timeline, right? Because this isn't like random steps. This is very intentional. And so in the beginning, right, we focus on calming chaos. We assess what's going on with your stress, cortisol, energy, metabolism, so we're not guessing. This is, where your body starts to feel safe, your nervous system settles, that constant like wired and tired feeling begins to lift. And that's usually weeks 1 through 4. about the first month, right? Then now your system's stable, right? You have more energy. You're feeling better. You've lost maybe a little bit of weight. Now we're building in that flexible nutrition, right? You're getting meal plans, guidance that fit your life, your family, the food that you love. You're learning how to eat and enjoy the food, like really enjoy it. And no separate meals, no restriction, no cutting food that you love. By week 6 to 8, most women are telling me that they feel more energized. I mean, I have women the first week, they're like, because I've told them that thing I told you in the morning with the beginning to start with, that's what I start most people at. Is like, let's drink water before coffee. Let's have some good breakfast. Let's eat some whole foods. Like, let's get you feeling good in the morning so you're not crashing at 2 p.m. And then from there, you're feeling less bloated, energized, clearer mentally. You're feeling confident, like you're feeling confident about your health because you're learning how to do this on your own. This whole thing is a lifestyle change. This is not a quick thing that you're in and you like lose weight and then you're out, right? Because that's what we've all tried. This is learning how to live your lifestyle in a way where the weight loss happens as a byproduct of you being healthier and holistic. And finally, we layer in cortisol friendly training, right? Habit support. This is where your body gets stronger, leaner, and more resilient without burning out. And so you're not just losing weight, you're learning how to maintain it, right? And then by like week 12, you don't just have results, like you have the knowledge, the structure, and the confidence to not only keep that long term, but to become that pillar of health for you and your family for the rest of your life. And I swear, if we all become the pillar of health like the women in this program have, I think the world would be a very different place than it is now, relying on doctors that we don't need to get into it. We need to get into it. We keep moving on. All right. And so the biggest thing I think as well is this accountability, is the coaching side, right? It's the support. And throughout the journey, right, you have a dedicated one-on-one coach. You have weekly check-ins. My clients have a bi-weekly one-on-one call for 30 minutes where we dig deep into this stuff. We talk about, like, I had a lady that she's actually on this call, and I won't share her name, but she had a very, very, very stressful week at work. And the whole call was about learning how to manage her stress from work and tie it in and regulate her cortisol, and she's very faithful, so we tied it in. She came up with it was beautiful. So like writing some scriptures on notes and like reading them, and like it was so cool to see that. And so from there, like her stress has gone down, she's feeling much better, has more energy, she's not drained after work. So it's not just health, right? Like there is all areas of your life that have to be focused on. And so one-on-one calls, weekly check-ins, like 24/7 tech support, right? As you have questions, and a beautiful community of women that are all on this journey together, sharing wins, sharing knowledge, asking questions, making friends. Like that is what makes this the last time that you ever feel like you're starting over. Truly. And so some common mistakes, right? I know some of you might be thinking like, can't I just do this stuff on my own, right? And I get that because I tried to do this on my own for many years, as you saw at the beginning. And here's what I learned the hard way is it's not that you're not capable. It's that you're doing this without guidance. And that's where most women accidentally make things way harder. The first mistake's guessing about your hormones, right? Most women don't actually know like what cortisol or stress hormones are doing, so they try cutting carbs, skipping meals, adding supplements, pushing harder. I can't tell you how many women have told me about all these supplements that they bought. They literally shown me cabinets full, thousands of dollars. But they're not doing anything we talked about in this, right? Managing stress, eating a good breakfast, drinking water, adding real salt instead of table salt, like little switches. And so instead of helping, like it's spiking their cortisol. And the second mistake is following generic protocol, right? These one size fits all meal plans, right? DM me keyword for my meal plan. Like ignoring your stress levels, lifestyle, metabolism, like what works for somebody else can completely backfire for you. And I know that because every woman I work with is completely different. Their macros are different, their meal plans are different. You don't like the, what if like yeah. And the third mistake, right, is doing this without guidance, expert guidance, right? When progress is slow or life gets busy, most women don't know how to adjust. And I've had many women in the program where they might not have progress. Like I said, the first 4 to 6 weeks, you usually want to give up, right? Most people on this call, if you did not see progress 4 weeks into trying to eat less food and push yourself more. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go back to eating more food and then you're going to gain weight. Everything we talked about. So you give up. And that's the problem is this is a long-term solution, right? This isn't just like a couple weeks. Like, this is a lifestyle change. And if you've been under eating for years, I've had many women in the program that have been under eating for a decade. 10 years or more. You're not going to fix that in a month. It's going to take a little bit of time. And if you don't have some support and life throws a wrench and someone gets sick, your dad gets sick, parents pass away, something happens. Something happens to the child, right? This is the first thing that goes out the window, right? And that's why it hasn't stuck because life's been busy. And when you're following a one size fits all and you're doing this alone, progress slows, life gets busy, you don't know how to adjust. And so one small setback turns into weeks of backpedaling. And so inside this program, we remove the guesswork. We personalize everything. We monitor how your body responds, how you make adjustments, so obstacles do not turn into setbacks. And this is not about needing more discipline. Like we're all disciplined. We all do a million things a day. It's about having the right system and the right support so your body can respond and you can learn how to implement this in your lifestyle. So you leave the program and you now are living a lifestyle of success and energy and weight loss. And people are commenting on how good you're looking and is amazing. And so what took me years of trial and error to figure out, you don't have to struggle with on your own. You can get this as a proven step-by-step system with expert guidance like every step of the way. And I want to be transparent because this honestly matters to me is, you know, this program is not for everybody, right? It does require commitment. It does require consistency and a willingness to prioritize yourself, sometimes for the first time in a long time. And by you prioritizing yourself, I'm here to tell you that you are prioritizing your family and your kids and your future because you can't pour from an empty cup. If you don't take care of yourself now, down the road, it's going to be very difficult. And we don't want our kids taking care of us long term, right? Like we want to be able to take care of ourselves. And it starts with something like this. And so, you're on this call, you're serious about this, right? And I commend you for that. You are an action taker. And like I said, this is a real investment in your health, your energy, your future. And I only work with women who are truly ready to show up for that. And I think a lot of you probably are because you're on this call. And it doesn't mean perfection. Like I said, it means being open, being coachable, being willing to commit to, trying some new things. And if you're looking for a quick fix, right, the magic pill, like the one supplement, and you're still on this call, I'm surprised, but jokes aside, something that you can half do and still get results like this is not going to be a good fit. But if you're serious about finally feeling better in your body, restoring your energy, creating a lasting change, then this was built for you. And I'm excited because I want to offer you, if what we talked about today resonated, the next step is really to book a free assessment with me. And this is not a sales call. This is simply me putting on my consulting hat and actually looking at your situation. And on this call, like we can analyze your hormones, your stress levels, your metabolism, what you're eating, what you're doing, what you've tried, and identify what's been blocking progress, even if you're doing everything right. And I appreciate this. I love it. I love the comments, Mary. We analyze your hormones, we identify what's been blocking your progress, even if you're doing everything right, if you feel like you've been doing everything right. And we map out a personalized plan for you, a 90-day roadmap based on your body, based on your lifestyle, based on your goals. And we can determine together like whether or not you feel like it's a good fit at that point, right? But you at least, whether you decide to work together or not, like you'll walk away with clarity. You'll understand why your body hasn't been responding, what you need to focus on next, and what changes would actually start to move the needle for you. And if it does make sense to work, we together, like we can walk you through like exactly what that would look like and answer any questions. And if it doesn't, like you still get to leave that call with some very clear action steps. I'm very much about like actually giving realistic steps. And my goal here is simple, right? Is to help you stop guessing and finally understand your body at a deep level, become the pillar of health that your family looks up to, that you look up to, truly understanding your health, truly understanding how to have longevity and energy and vitality for the rest of your entire life. I love it. I get really passionate about this stuff because I feel like this stuff is like people don't teach us how to take care of our bodies. And a lot of this call, you might have been like, this sounds basic, right? And I'm telling you that I used to not even do it. I used to not understand what is a complex and a simple carb and what is good and healthy. And it's so cool because we're in such a world where we can get on a call like this and share, we can meet from across the world and learn this stuff. And
I
so,
appreciate how supportive
what
you
was
are.
your
That
biggest
is like,
hesitation? Okay, hold on. Oh, this is gonna mess up. It's gonna play both videos at the same time. I messed it up, didn't I? I was gonna play a little reel of one of my clients here. Hold
I
on.
appreciate how supportive.
I'm not gonna be able to pause it. Dang nabbit. All right, let me see here if I can give me one sec here. Let me go back here and see if I'm so sorry, everybody. Well, you know what we can do? Let me just hop out of this and go over. And let me know if you guys can still see this. Can you? I
So,
appreciate how supportive
what
you
was
are.
your
That
biggest
is, all right. Can you guys see the screen here? Okay. Sorry about that. I'm a human. I'm not a professional here. I'm gonna play a video of Ashley. She's amazing. She had a lot of progress. And then what I wanted to do is, if you guys want, I'm gonna run the bathroom quick. I need to go to the bathroom here. If you want to scan this QR code, it's gonna have you fill out a quick questionnaire. And once you do that, it's gonna have you be able to have the opportunity to book a call, like a 5, 10 minute, 15 minute like assessment call, like I said, where you can do a deeper dive, learn about you, see if it's a good fit, answer questions, give you some next steps. I know some of you have filled out the assessment, um, but what I want to say is just fill it. It takes like literally 1 minute. Just fill that out again, and after you do that, it will bring you to a page where you can book a free call with me. I have a lot of time tomorrow and Thursday. Friday, I have to travel. There's also times next week. So take a few minutes. If you're interested, it's completely free. I think you get a lot of value out of this. Scan that code, fill it out, takes like 2 seconds, and then it will bring you to a page where you can actually book a time with me personally to talk one-on-one about this. I'm gonna play this quick little reel. I'm gonna run the bathroom quick here, and then I will be back in a second. I appreciate how supportive you are. That is like great, and how communicative you are. Like a lot of people are not that way, especially if they have like a whole bunch of clientele or a whole bunch of people that they work with or multiple people that they work with. It's great to have somebody who actually is one, done it, two, been successful at doing it, three, encourages you, and then also is along with you on the ride. So I'm very appreciative of that. So once again, thank you. I also enjoy the communication that we have within the group. Everybody seems to be like so nice. One person was like basically, welcome to making the best choice of your, best choice. Like this is definitely where you belong and all this other stuff. And it's like, that's just nice. Like, it's like, okay, now you actually also have, on top of having a great person who is leading this, you have great community. And that's something that you really need in order for you to be successful. Like, I feel like I'm right where I belong. Sorry about that. I've been drinking too much water, but it's a good thing, right? We all should be drinking more water. Okay, I want to play Marie's testimony here because I did show her
so
in here as well.
what was your biggest hesitation or objection prior to joining the Cortisol Reset program?
I think
That's a great question.
my biggest hesitation was the worry that you were honestly a male and weren't as like aware of what like females like struggles are for like health wise, like losing weight, just like so many different aspects of like how women have struggles losing weight, but like because you not only are working with me, but you had the like group chat like that all of the women were in, like it was just so incredible to see like how much momentum and like how insightful you were being accountable not only for us but for yourself to be the best like coach that you could be.
What would you say like your biggest fitness, life, like health problem was that you had before you joined?
I think my biggest health problem was physically getting myself just like moving, like, and just trying to understand my body, like what was going on, because I thought I was moving the right way and like understanding like there's different ways to like get your body active.
What was your biggest fitness problem, life problem before joining, and then where are you now in your journey?
Biggest fitness problem was probably, I want to say like mental wise, like mental health wise, and just getting myself active was definitely like a big thing of not only getting my body uh healthy, but like it helps with my mental health. Yeah, so before the program, I was mentally and physically at like a rut and just not sure where to go about like losing the weight for where I was trying to get myself active. And now I'm able to like keep myself active and I'm mentally so much better than where I was. Before the program, I was overweight. I was at the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And I was like getting frustrated at not seeing any progress at what I was doing. And now I'm 20 pounds down. I'm feeling not only lighter, but also just like feeling stronger and just feeling more comfortable in my own skin.
Amazing, amazing. Congratulations.
I do want to say I put it. Sorry, guys. You're right. If you're like, I'm on a phone. How do I scan it? Great question. Probably something I probably should have thought of. I put a link here in the chat. If you guys click the link in the chat, let me know if you're able to click that. That will bring you right to fill it out, like a couple questions, and then it'll bring you right to the calendar. You can book a time. So let me know if that link works.
Before joining the program,
Okay. Let me go to this last page here as well. I'm gonna put this link as well in here. Can someone just let me know that link works? I think my wife's in here. Honey, can you let me know if that link works? If you can click it in the chat. Perfect. Thank you, Monica. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Oh man, oh man. Okay. Yeah, take a few minutes. I'll give you guys a few minutes just to go through that. And I think I should actually get a text to someone what's the time. So I'd love to see some of you guys book it. It's something free I want to offer you for joining this call. It's like free assessment. I really want to learn a little bit about you, share some next steps for you, and see if the program might be a good fit, right? I'd love to talk to you about it. But very grateful. Awesome. Thank you, honey. We gotta change your last name. Yours. Oh, thank you for saying that, Mary. You're so sweet. Such a pleasure working with you. Mary's the best. And she loves to garden just like me. I'm big on growing our own foods. And then you don't get parasites. It's a great byproduct of growing your own vegetables. Awesome, awesome. All right, I'll give you guys a few more minutes just to go in and fill that out. And then I do want to share with you the bonuses that you can get and how to get those. And then I do want to open it up for Q&A. And I guess let me actually start going back through here, make sure I missed any questions while you guys are going through. Let's see. I know someone asked if I recommend water fasting. I wouldn't say I recommend it. I wouldn't say I don't. I think in general, like we need to support our metabolism, we need to support our body. And so when you water fast, like if you have issues with cortisol and stress, like it's not going to help. I think doing a cleanse, I'm a believer in detox and cleanse. So I did a cleanse a few years ago, where I did like liquids only and I blended like soups. I cut down on meat, like I did no meat. I did vegetables and stuff. Went to liquids only, and then that's when I did the water fast. And that cleanse was really cool. Obviously, it was way too extreme for me, but in general, like doing a cleanse, is great. But I also believe in general, we consume a lot of toxins. So if you use the toxic living guide that I'm going to send you and you reduce your toxic exposure, like that's going to help you out as well. And so water fasting, I think it can be good once in a while. Like we shouldn't always be eating all the time, but the biggest thing is every woman I've worked with is under eating. So before we go into fasting, like we need to get your body back to homeostasis. That is like a number one thing to focus on as well. Trying to see if I missed any other questions. So, all right. Perfect. Good job. So if you message me on Instagram the word bonus, I already set it up, so it should automatically reply. Yes, it did. Perfect. And these links should work. So if you message me on Instagram the word bonus, DM me on Instagram, and I can put my link. I mean, everybody on this call should be following me on Instagram. It's rooted in Mystic. I'll put the @ in here. Actually, let me just give you the link. Let me give you the link here. Let me full screen that. Okay. Yeah, let me get the link to my Instagram. But if you DM me on Instagram the word bonus, I'll text you over those 3 guides. And then, like I said, the biggest bonus is if you click on that link and fill out that quick form, you can book a call for a free assessment where I can really actually give you some personalized advice, look at your situation, and really just help you start to feel a little bit more confident in yourself and your health. Let me put this is my Instagram handle. If you can message me on there, if you're not following, you definitely give me a follow. I'm posting a lot of great content now. I'm working with someone that's helping me to film actually, which is really exciting. We're doing a filming tomorrow. We're going to the grocery store to talk about olive oil, eggs and egg whites, uh, electrolyte drinks, like lots of different stuff. So swaps that we can make. It's super cool. Awesome. Awesome. I see you guys booking some calls. This is super exciting. I know my availability is a little bit, like I said, I'm filming tomorrow, so like 12 to 4 I'm busy, but Thursday's wide open right now for me as well. And then I believe that calendar goes out a week, so next week, feel free to book some times there as well. I'd love to chat with you guys, share some free advice. I absolutely love, because it really comes down to where are you right now? Like, what's that next step that you can take? And it's usually something very simple, like I said at the beginning of this call, that breakfast one. Um, Great job, everybody messaging me bonus. I should be getting all those guides. And the toxic living guide's a good one. If you print that out, there's also like direct links in there. Um, but keep following me on Instagram. Like I share tons of stuff, so I would love to share some things I think could help. Awesome, awesome. And then I do want to open it up. Like if anybody has any questions, like I'd love to go open for Q&A. Um, what time is it? 8:16. Good timing, good timing. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Thank you all. And let's open it up for Q&A or like anybody have any comments? Like someone share some stuff that you learned tonight. Share a couple things that we've learned. Come on, someone's gonna share one thing. One thing we learned tonight. I'll tell you something I learned. I learned that people can't scan a barcode with a phone that they're using to look at the barcode. Oh, thank you for joining, Monica. Did you enjoy? You have any questions?
I think what I learned is eating less makes you fatter.
Very blunt and very true. I say it a lot in my story as well. It's true. Eating less will literally make you fatter. And it's frustrating because we think the answer is to then eat even less. And it's just this endless spiral. Um, I can see you are a twin. I love it. No, I've absolutely enjoyed working with Aubrey. It's been a pleasure. So I'm so happy she got you to join in on the call and listen in. And as I said, like just have her join. You'll learn a few things, connect,
Yeah,
just see me as a person and awesome. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, Mary. Can't wait to start my new workouts. I am excited for your new workouts. The meditation has helped me so much with my stress. Oh, yes, Brian's iPhone. I should have known that's her. Yes. Oh, thank you, Aubrey. All right. Nobody has any questions, huh? Anyone else want to share something that they learned? I learned to eat breakfast before coffee. That's going to be hard for me. Yeah, and the thing is, like, keep it very simple. Like, if you're just starting out, 2 eggs and a banana. Like, literally 2 eggs and a banana. Or, sometimes I make a protein shake, and it can be whatever you want. Milk, a little bit of protein powder, a banana, fruit, frozen fruit. Overnight oats is something that I've actually started to enjoy doing because you can put whatever you want in them. I have them pre-ready to go. I just grab them and go. And the thing I've learned too is like you're not always hungry for breakfast, but that's not a sign because think about it, if you're under eating, you're not going to be as hungry. And so if you're telling yourself, well, I'm not hungry, I shouldn't eat, it's because we're already dysregulated. And so there, like this morning, I have busy mornings. I get into work, right? I don't want to eat. I just want to keep going, but I have to force myself to stop. and take that time to eat, even if it's a couple eggs on toast or like, whatever it looks like. Basically, I eat the same things, right? And that's what my clients have learned. Like, what do you enjoy eating? Like, let's be consistent. And so for me, it's like I shuffle between eggs and some fruit. I do eggs. I scramble eggs with a little bit of egg white, pure egg white. And then I do bananas with cinnamon and maple syrup. So good. And then I do overnight oats, customize those. And then I'll do Greek yogurt with like granola and like fruit and different things and like, or smoothie. I will shuffle between those every day and I will never get sick. And I love it. And it works. I feel good. Um, I know we didn't talk about this, but not getting enough sleep raises cortisol for sure. Yeah, sleep's a big one. And little habits will help, right? Like disconnecting from your phone at night, screen time at night, not eating too late, having a wind down routine. I switched from coffee to black tea. Yeah, and that's my dad. Shout out, Dad. Shout out, Mr. T. Um, yeah, my dad's actually he's been on a little health journey himself, so I love to see that. And I do a nighttime tea. I'm a huge herbalist. I never talk about that on this call, but huge into herbs. And I love, love, love nighttime teas. I buy my herbs from a guy who grows them himself. Oh my God, the chamomile and the tulsi. If you see me on Instagram, like I've been talking about herbs more, but a nighttime tea, disconnecting from my phone, having a little Bible study with my wife or something. Oh, I'm passing out. Lights out for me. Lights out for me. This is a struggle for me too. Yeah, sleep's a big one. Having a routine, I think, is really important. Um, like are you on your phone late into night before you go to bed? Because that will raise your cortisol. And remember, melatonin is released from your body to tell you that it's time to sleep when the lights go down, when the sun goes down. But look at my room. I have a million LED lights on, so that doesn't help. But when you're staring at your screen, your body's releasing serotonin instead of melatonin because of the blue light. And we've all seen like you can put red light on your phone and stuff. And I've tried it all. I just can't have my phone. I need to put the phone away at night. And there's a lot of different routines for sleep, that you can do, meditations and things. Um, I love you, Bailey. My wife comes in. Prioritizing meals. I've been trying to be better. Thank you for helping me. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I find when I'm not prepared, if I don't have lunch prepared and stuff, like it's hard, right? Because I'm busy. I don't want to go and cook a whole lunch. So this week, for one of the first times, I prepped chicken and I did a whole sheet pan with vegetables. I did stuff from the garden. And then I literally just baked chicken and did that. And I did a little quinoa and I put it all into 3 containers. And every day at lunch, I take it out, put it in a pan, heat it up for 4 minutes and then I had my delicious lunch. Whole foods, protein, carbs, fats. It's delicious. And as you can see on this call, I'm feeling great this week. Bible in a hot bath is awesome. Love that. That's awesome. I love a good Epsom salt bath. Oof. That'll take the edge off. That will take the edge off. All right. Well, I know it's getting late here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Anybody have any last questions? What if we eat shortly after having coffee? Is it better? Is it definitely better to eat first? I think it's better to eat first. I think in general, eating food is good. Now, coffee's okay, but what I would recommend is delay coffee for at least 90 minutes after you wake up and try to do that consistently and listen to your body. And that's a big part of this too, is like listen to your body on how you feel because everybody is different, right? So what works for someone might not always work for everybody, and that's why having like a personalized plan is so important, but see what you notice. If you delay coffee for an hour and a half, you can make it too. Like I know it sounds funny. Like make your coffee, put it in your Yeti, bring it to work, but wait an hour and a half after you wake up to start having coffee. Drink a glass of water, have a breakfast. I'm telling you, your life will change. Like but you have to be mindful. Like sit, like how am I feeling today? Like you will be more grounded, you'll be more focused, you won't be jittery. You'll probably have more presence in your life and you'll be able to manage your emotions better, which will help you to manage your stress and regulate your stress. So, but hey, it's a step at a time, right? If you want to eat breakfast right after coffee, start with that. It will help, right? Eating something in the morning. Can we add a little creamer to our tea? Yeah, you can add creamer to your tea. There's no right or wrong here. I think if you're fasting, maybe not, but like I said, I don't really recommend that. If we add a little creamer to our tea, you certainly can. because that's still going to help you, right? And if you're being intentional with that and you're like, I'm making this tea to relax me, right? And you take a sip. And like I know it sounds funny, right? But you like sit there and like you smell the tea and you sit with yourself. Like you will relax yourself, right? Being intentional with your time will also help you. All right. Meditation has helped with my stress. I love meditation. And if anyone's interested, I have a YouTube channel. It's called it's like Rooted in Mystic on YouTube. I post a lot of like my videos in the program in there because it's my way to um I can't even throw it in the chat right now. It's my way to upload videos inside the app that I use is I actually put it on YouTube and link the YouTube in the app. So like all the training videos that you would ever go through is inside the app. But if you are interested, you can actually get them all for free. And I'll put the link in here. But I also have I think you can see like playlists and stuff. So I have a playlist for mindfulness and I've made a fair amount of meditations. Um, that you can look at. I have like a 12-minute one, a 5-minute. I have one with the Bible verses. I did a body scan one. A lot of cool stuff to do. I think meditation changed my life. I did a course on meditation and yeah, I went deep into all that. But I think just finding time to disconnect. And I always think of it as like you're sitting there with your eyes closed. Like it's not a matter of everyone thinks I can't meditate because when I close my eyes, my mind races. It will always do that. It will always do that. But the point is to sit there and in that chaos, you imagine there's like a river in front of you, right? And your thoughts are like coming down the river, right? You see your thought, you acknowledge that you're having it, and then you let it pass, right? And then you go back to like breathing. Another thought comes, acknowledge it, let it pass. If you practice that consistently, your mind will get clear over time. And just, my brother hopped in here. He's been doing them. They're great. One is focused on stress relief, one is another 10-minute general meditation. Very hard to practice, but it's worth it. It gives you dedicated time to sit with yourself. Yeah, I believe the answer to all of our troubles is sitting with yourself and giving it up to a higher power and listening and seeing like what the answer is. Because think about it, we are so filled with the news, the media, every Instagram reel. I think there's stats that show that we see like 100 different things a day, right? 1,000 different things a day. Our mind is so filled with influence we've forgotten to listen to our intuition and God and the higher power, whatever you want to call it, right? So if you learn to sit with yourself for 5 minutes in the morning and let your thoughts like slightly pass, you get like these ideas and these like it's hard to explain, but if you end up like practicing like that, it really does. I believe it's the answer to a lot of our problems is finding time to just sit in silence because how many of us really sit in peace at all. I mean, if I don't meditate, there isn't a time of the day where I sit completely still and close my eyes in silence. I can't think of a time unless I'm sleeping, but it will change you. It will. It helps so much. But everybody's different. If you don't like meditation, there's a million other ways, like I said at the beginning of the call, that you can learn to manage stress and feel a little bit better. All right, I've been rambling, I think. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? It's 8:27 here. We can close this out. I want you all when you end the call to put your hands on your heart, close your eyes and thank yourself for sitting with me for an hour and a half and putting yourself first. Close your eyes and just thank yourself and give yourself that grace because it really is a lot in today's age to sit with a stranger online. Some of you know me, but sit with a stranger for an hour and a half, listen to what he has to say, and stick for the whole thing. So I think I'm proud of each and every one of you. Take some time to thank yourself. I hope you got something out of this. Please follow me on Instagram. Reach out with questions. Like shoot me a message. I'm like more than happy to talk. I think some of you did book calls, so I'm excited for that. I will put the link in here one more time if you want to click on it before I close the meeting. Let me find it again. I'd love to chat with you more and share any advice that I can give you. I wish you all a great night, a great week, a good summer. And like I said, please reach out with questions. And I see some of you booked some calls, so we'll definitely be talking soon. And thank you again for joining and putting yourself out there and put yourself first for once. Thank you, Sativa. So good to see you, girl. I appreciate you. Much love.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. You're very welcome. Have a good night. We'll talk soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye, everybody.